just do three things. First is to commit FICCI and Indian industries partnership to creating an ecosystem that ensures that all of us who are generation today work together and ensure a bright future of generation next, the 330 million people and 100% of a future. Unless we act together today and unless we work shoulder to shoulder to change the aspirations and meet the aspirations of people in the future, I think we will not be doing what we need to do for our country. It is only once in 3 generations that people have the opportunity to be at a place of demographic transition where you have the ability to transform lives of millions of people going forward. And this is the time for India. And therefore, FICCI, on behalf of its 750,000 members, its 243 chambers across the country, commits to partnering all stakeholders in enabling the aspiration of youth to be fulfilled. The second thing is that I want to share with you 3 things that FICCI is doing to help this process and what Ravi talked in his address. So it is important to know what are the skills required for the future. You will not know that if you don't know what are the jobs in the future, what are the entrepreneurship opportunities in the future. So with partners like NASSCOM, who is also a partner to this event, we are creating a whole segment of what would the future workforce look like, what will the future opportunities for employment or entrepreneurship look like. And in the past, we've had the privilege of the Honorable Minister actually working with us in the area of textiles, in the area of handicrafts, in the area of working with the local artisan in the village. So we would offer that as part of the inputs for this collaborative effort that is happening. The second is we are working with our other industry partners on creating a whole digital literacy program across the country and working with the Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship on their skilling program, on their apprenticeship program, and how to build scale, which is the second thing which Ravi, you mentioned. You know, we have many islands of excellence in India. Connecting the dots, creating that islands, you know, for just to give you an example, Mumbai, as we know today, many, many years ago, were actually separate islands. And we connected, we built roads, created a whole ecosystem, and you know, Mumbai has become the financial capital of India. So we need to connect the dots, connect the islands of excellence, and make it actually grow. The other thing that we are working in this space is working with the Ministry of School Education and the Ministry of Higher Education. Again, a point that was mentioned on how do you bring the ability to learn, how do you connect the needs of the workforce and entrepreneurship and inculcate it in the curriculum and build the youth that can build the country of the future. And the final point I'd like to make, and this is really a suggestion to the Niti Aayog. The Niti Aayog is really doing a lot of good work. You have an index of states, you have, you're creating the education benchmark. But what is lacking today in India is a state of the youth kind of survey, and which is the initial work that was done by Ravi here. So if we can actually expand that and get a kind of a thing on the state of the youth, what are their aspirations? In fact, NSDC had done some work in the skill gap surveys, mapping the aspiration of young kids in different states. But we need to collate that and bring it together so that we respond to the outward and even hidden aspirations of the youth and make them really, enable them, empower them to make India great and to actually enable us to be one of the human capital centers of the world. So again, thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. And once again, I commit FICCI's support and involvement, proactive involvement in this project going forward. Thank you very much.